Hello everyone, Dan Her with Dan Her Prospecting here, and my buddy Frosty! Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. I hope to earn your subscription today. I am here on the Fraser River. So is Frosty. We are here, sure, me and Frosty are here today to have some fun in this winter wonderland and see if we can find some of that Fraser River gold. As you can tell by all the snow on the ground, it's the middle of winter and there's icebergs flowing down the Fraser. But I still see some gravels available and I know we can find some shiny here. Wish me luck. I hope you enjoy. Now I'm here at the Yale Bar today, one of the most famous spots on the Fraser River for panning. Known by all the locals, and lots of people come here to pan because it is a public panning reserve. It is a free panning area for everyone. I did a video here about a year ago, there was snow on the ground, about a year ago, about the public panning reserve, and I got a lot of flack from people for not actually panning while I was here showing off the reserve. So today I brought my pan down, I got about an hour to kill before I have to hit the road, and I'm gonna see if I can find some of that Fraser River gold. Now this is a public panning reserve, so there's all sorts of rules you have to follow, and I'm going to explain those all to you. There's some conventions, there's some rules, there's some superstitions of how you should pan at a panning reserve like this, especially when there's so much public around. See them all? They're everywhere. Often in a sunny weekend, this place can have hundreds of people here panning. But I'm going to explain all those rules and conventions to you, and show you a little bit of what we find. Let's get digging. Now, underneath all this snow, it's a little hard to figure out where to pan for sure. However, I do see some gravels down by the water's edge that seem to be free of snow, wash free. A little bit more over there. I'm gonna go and look and see if any of that stuff has potential. Beautiful rocks here in the Fraser. Looks like people have been digging right here. Right there, over there. I'm gonna just choose one of these spots and start digging. I am using the Arbor Fabricating Classifier today. It is the world's best classifier. You cannot beat these things, especially if you're sifting into a bucket. If you want to get one of your own, there's a link below to Arbor Fabricating with a 10% discount because you come from my channel. Make sure you use that discount code. Let's get to panning. Now I have about 2 gallons in this 3-gallon bucket here. I'm going to go out onto that rock over there, sit down and pan it out and see how much, if any, gold was just at the surface of that hole left behind by someone else. Now while I'm panning here, I should talk to you guys about some of the rules and conventions at a public panning reserve like this. The rules at a public panning reserve say that you can only use a gold pan and shovel. There are those out there that are saying, hey, you're using more than that. You've got a classifier, you've got a bucket, you've got a snuffer bottle, you've got gloves, you've got boots, hell, you've got clothes on. So, at some point, reasonable expectations have to take over. And as far as I have heard and talked with people, classifiers and snuffer bottles and buckets, those are okay at the public panning reserves. You know, if you want to take it to the nth degree, the rules don't even say anything about clothing. You'll be out here naked panning in the snow. Now that would get YouTube views. Whew. Hey, that's what I should do for my thumbnail. Put a picture of me naked panning. I think that would get the opposite effect. Whew. So as I said, there are people that would say that you're only allowed a pan and a shovel down here. But after talking with people from the ministry and talking with some other folks, I think having a shovel and pan and a classifier and bucket, maybe some gloves and boots, that's all acceptable. One thing about the Yale Panning Reserve is there are a billion garnets here. Billion. My pan is full of them right now. Garnets, is there any gold? Oh, yes! And this is why everyone loves the Yale Panning Reserve. Nice big flake of gold. And I could find that with my clothes on. Let's suck that up. If you want your own snuffer bottle holder like this, check out my website, www.danherdprospecting.com, where I have them for sale in my store. Oh, there's a little piece here too. Another little piece. Oh, another little piece. Couple little ones, one big flake, and a million, billion, trillion garnets. There are garnets everywhere. Oh, look at that. I missed a flake. How did I miss him? Some of them are really nice garnets too. Woohoo! There are also some who say that someone with a free miner's certificate, a miner's license, is not allowed to pan at a panning reserve. It's because of a crazy wording they have for public panning reserves. But again, I've asked. It's okay for me to be here. Let's see what pan 2 holds. More garnets, for sure. Let's hope it's more gold, too. Let's see what's in this pan. Lots of garnets. Piece of mercury covered gold, common on the Fraser. Another little speck up there. Another little speck up there. And no bigger pieces today. Now with the mercury covered gold, if I suck it up, that mercury will go onto other pieces of gold in my snuffer bottle. But I want to get the mercury out of the river, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna suck it up and hope it doesn't contaminate things too much. Look at the size of that garnet. Woohoo! No fake. If it were a colder day than today, I would have different gloves on for doing this because my hands are getting wet with these gloves, but it holds water inside the gloves that warms up to your body temperature and keeps your fingers relatively warm. It is about 3 above 0 right now, so not really that cold. If it was like -5 or something, I would have my full-blown rubber gloves on. Let's see what it's got in it. Whew. A dud of a pan, one little speck, and that's it. So there we go. In about 2 gallons of dirt, we had 1 nice flake, about 6 other pieces of gold, and I found another one in this pan, 2 pieces of mercury amalgam. I've sucked up the mercury into the snuffer bottle, which means it's busily coating all my gold in there. Sometimes you get away without it, sometimes it covers it all. I'll show you at the end if it's covered it all or not. But I'm happy to get the mercury out of the river. Keep things clean. Okay, let's do another bucket. Woohoo. So Chad from Arbor Fabricating contacted me the other day and said, Dan, it's time we give away another classifier. So I'm going to be doing a classifier giveaway on my channel here. Stick around to the end and I'll tell you how you can enter to win yourself an Arbor Fabricating Classifier. And of course, if you don't win, you can buy your own with my discount code below. There we go. Another 2 gallons. Here's the next 2 gallons of material, and the number of garnets in there is staggering. There were no big pieces of gold in this one here, but there was that very large piece of a mercury amalgam. A whole bunch of little flakes of gold, for sure, but look at the size of that mercury. Now that mercury is full of gold. It's grabbed all sorts of gold and is holding on to it there. So that is gold with mercury on the surface. And I think I saw a piece of lead go by here somewhere too. Yeah, we can pull that out. Pull that out of the river for sure. Little BB there. We'll pull the mercury out. And of course, we'll pull the gold out. There's actually a fair bit of gold in this one. Let's see if we can get it in the shade. Shows up better if you don't have the glare of the sun on top of it. As I was checking through all the garnets, I found there were 2 nice flakes of gold that I missed that I'd washed back. So, hey, not bad. Suck those up as well. Time to take a little break from panning and explain a little bit more about rules and conventions and stuff at a public panning reserve like this. I told you before, gold pan and shovel only, plus classifiers, buckets, all that kind of stuff. No, you don't have to come here nude. But basically they're saying you're not using sluice boxes, high bankers, rocker boxes, those kind of things here. Also, fill in your holes afterwards. A place like this that has hundreds of people panning at it can look like a war zone afterwards with all the craters people leave behind. I'm working over there right now. As soon as I'm done, I will take the big rocks that are around and dump in the bottom of my hole. I'm gonna fill in the hole. Please fill in your holes. Also, once you leave a spot, it's a public area. That spot is open for anyone. Don't expect that you can come back to your hole again and start working it. We had a fellow back at Mission Creek who almost got into fisticuffs with us. He was so mad we were working a spot he had been working the day before. And yeah, once you leave a spot, it's free for anyone. That being said, if someone's working in a spot, don't get too close to them. Give them their space. Let them work where they want to work. I had one guy, actually the same guy, didn't like me working where he was working the day before, came right over and dug right in the hole I was standing in. At one point, actually, his shovel went down between my legs to get dirt. Give people their space. It's lots of room for everyone. Let them pan. What a beautiful day, hey? As far as winter goes, look at that, rocks covered in ice. It's nice and warm out here today. I'm toasty warm in my waders here. I don't have long though. I'll do another bucket, but then I probably have to hit the road, unfortunately. Now that's a full pan. Let's see what it's got in it. And there we go. Not a lot, but there's gold. There's one big flake there that is, ooh, see if we can focus. There's one big flake that has a ball of mercury stuck to its surface. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 other flakes and 2 other little balls of mercury. There we be. Not bad for a little free spot to go panning. Public Panning Reserve. If you like garnets, you can have 10 billion of them. Oh, there's another piece of mercury up there. If I was actually working here for a long time and was getting lots of gold and mercury, I would actually have 2 separate sucker bottles. One for the mercury stuff and one for the gold that's not contaminated, so I can keep them separated. When I take this home, I will put all of this gold in my mercury vial because I have a vial specifically for gold contaminated with mercury. Someday I'll go clean it up, but for now, I just leave it all together in the mercury vial. I know lots of people have asked me to do a video about cleaning up mercury covered gold. I don't really want to do that because mercury is so dangerous to work with. I don't want to promote people working with a dangerous substance like that. I know people would like the education, and it's better for people to do things like that if they're educated rather than not, but I don't want to promote people playing with mercury. It's dangerous. Let me suck this up. Check again to see if I've missed any. How did I miss that one? Where was it hiding? Oh my goodness. Underneath garnets, just like that. Nice flaky gold hiding there at the end. See if there's any more. There's a piece of mercury. Oh. And that looks to be it. Woohoo! I'm starting to pack up on my way out of here because I am on my way to the AME BC Roundup. Great big mining conference in Vancouver. That's why I'm driving through here and had, you know, an hour and a bit to waste. I'm on my way to the big conference. So I'm packing up here. Whew, I'm winded. So I'm packing up here, but you want to know how you can win that Arbor Fabricating Classifier. Well, you gotta leave a comment below in this video. You gotta leave one there and a like, of course. Then head off to my Patreon page, patreon.com/danherd. There will be a post about the Arbor Fabricating Classifier giveaway. Leave a comment in that post and I'll draw one of those names. Double check that you left a comment here and you'll be the winner. If you'd like to learn more about being a patron, head off to patreon.com/danherd, where you can learn more about being part of my Patreon community. Big thanks to my patrons out there for supporting me. Because of you, I get to do things like making this road trip down to the big conference. Thank you so much, patrons. You guys are awesome. Now, if you're new to my channel and you like what you saw, there's a good chance you're gonna like what's to come in the future. I have hundreds of more videos I have made. I will be making hundreds more in the future. Please consider subscribing so you never miss an episode. I hope you all enjoyed my little adventure here at Yale Bar. And until the next one, everyone, bye. Say bye, Frosty! Bye. And for all of you who think I'm nuts to be out here in this cold weather, I'm sweating like mad right now. I'm way too hot. Too many clothes.